Hey guys, this is Nefarious411 with episode 27 of my Monster Feed the Beast server play series. In the previous episode, we went ahead and created this Big Reactor, and it has been serving really well. I am up to 170 million RF using the Ender energy conduit, and that is working fantastic. I actually sunk this back into the wall. That way I didn't have to deal with this coming out even further. I have plenty of space back here, as you can see. I don't know how many blocks this is. It looks like it's 3 across this way. So I have plenty of space back here if I wanted to increase the size anymore. I probably won't need to, but the thing that I need to deal with, I've been having to run this reactor manually, because if I were to leave it on, it's a big waste. It's really pointless to leave it on whenever this is full. So the thing that I'm going to deal with that is there is actually a port that you can create. Let me see if I can find it. Right here, there's a reactor computer port, and this is with big reactors. Let me see if I can construct that. I need a redstone repeater. Apparently I need another redstone torch, so let me construct one of those. And there we go. Cool. And I have enough of these casings left where I can grab this. And I still have advanced computer and advanced monitors from creating them previously. I went ahead and set the label to reactor, so any programs that we put on here we'll be able to retain even if we pick up the computer. And I went ahead and constructed some wired modems, which is basically just, I think this is smooth stone around redstone. I created 4 of those because I need 1 for the computer, 1 for the reactor, and 2 for 2 sets of monitors. And I also created quite a bit of networking cable, which is basically the same as modem, but 4 less stone for each one of the network cables. But for the program, I actually want to run into... Oh yeah, and I also cleaned this up. It looks quite a bit different than what you remember. This was becoming a big hassle over here, so I went ahead and knocked down the wall, cleaned this up considerably. There was a bunch of stuff over here that I didn't need anymore, so I went ahead and removed it, and I'm thinking that it looks pretty good, at least for a back staging area if I wanted to put other things back here. But I am going to actually grab this disk drive, and it also comes with a disk, and I don't need those anymore, so let me clean up some of my inventory. And if I remember right, the disk is pretty simple to create. It's basically just paper and redstone. Simple, and a disk drive, a lot like the modem, but with 2 redstone. So I didn't figure I needed to craft those on camera. It would be fairly quick. The reason I wanted to create the disk drive is because I have already downloaded a reactor, Big Reactor control application, and I put it in the workshop. I could do a pastebin get, but the program is actually written for a updated version of ComputerCraft, and I had to make a lot of modifications. So what I'm going to do is just run over to the workshop and grab the modified version of this application, and I can show you real quick on how to do that. If I can remember where that computer is, I think it's over here. Yep. So all we have to do is there is a startup script, and I believe it's reactor control. So I am going to put the disk drive there, And whenever you put the disk in it, we should see a new directory called disk. And I guess I have already copied it over. So I guess I don't need to do this. Whenever I was preparing for it, I think I copied it over a long time ago whenever I was converting. But basically all I would have to do is, let me see if I can clear the screen. I would just copy reactor control to disk, and it will be able to copy that, and then I would copy startup to disk as well, and it would copy that program. So since the disk already has it, we can transfer it pretty easily. So let me run back into my base and figure out a location. I might want to clear out some holes for the cables, and I will be right back. Alright, so I was able to drill out a hole, and I decided that I want the monitors for being able to see what is going on in a reasonable spot, and I think this wall right here is probably as good as any. So I am going to go ahead and cut out a spot for two, I guess it's 2 by 3 monitors, because that is what this application, this ComputerCraft program requires. I didn't write it. There's actually quite a bit involved in it, and you'll see why here in a little bit. I did try to write mine before I found this one, and it worked out pretty well. I didn't have the same level of control, but I like this one a lot better, and it is simple to use. And that is not right. There we go. So let me go ahead and place these two monitors up, and you can see that they are multi-block, and that works out pretty well. And I want to actually jump behind it if I can find my staff of traveling. There we go. And I want to hook up the modems. And you have to right click on these once you place a wire. So where did I put the cables? There we go. And right click on it and you can see peripheral monitor 17 connected. It doesn't really matter what the ID of it is, but as long as both of them are connected, and you can tell that because they're both red. I guess I have to shift click in order to place the wire. And I am going to run this down this hole right here. So let me bring, I keep disconnecting it. Yeah, this is a mess back here, but nobody's going to see it except for me, and I guess you guys. So I won't tell if you won't. There we go. And I was going to put the port right here, and because this is the resonant ender in here, I need to make sure that I replace it fairly quickly, otherwise it'll just teleport me in a weird area. And I think that I lost that reactor casing, which is fine. I think the reactor casings are fairly cheap. Oh, there it is. It shot it way over here. So as you can tell, the resonant ender actually teleports items as well, which is not exactly the best. There we go. And hook this up. And make sure that they're connected, and we should be golden. Nice. Alright, so right now this computer doesn't have anything on it, as you can see. So let me place down my disk drive right next to it and throw in the floppy disk that has the other programs on it. And as you can see, they are on the disk. So let me copy. Can I do star? No. Copy disk reactor control to here, and copy disk startup to here. And as I said, the only reason I'm having to copy these instead of using pastebin is because these were written for a newer version, and there were some just minor tweaks that I had to change. It's a fairly large program, so I wouldn't advise editing it with the ComputerCraft editor, because otherwise you could get lost pretty quickly. And so that's basically the other code. I don't really have to look at it. Um, Let me go ahead and let me see what startup does. And this was also created by them. I did remove the lines that automatically update from pastebin, because otherwise the first time that you restart the computer it would grab the latest, which is not for this version of ComputerCraft, and it won't work anymore. So these lines are commented out, and I can go ahead and actually put these on pastebin. Pastebin put reactor control, and you can get that one, and pastebin put startup, and there's the other startup one. So if you just use these, you'll be able to get this version of the program that works with the Monster Pack 1.1.1. And Control R, reboot. And you'll see this the first time. It's because it creates additional files, basically the Big Reactor's options file, reactor 3 options. Apparently it's empty, so I guess it doesn't really need it. There might be some options that you can place in here, mainly for any kind of settings for thresholds and stuff like that. But let me go ahead and restart it again, and it should be able to use that empty file. And as you can see, it did find the 2 sets of monitors and the reactor, and that's important that it finds the reactor, obviously. And let me run back up here, and you can see that the application is actually running. So we have a little progress bar, and it looks like the reactor is online right now, and it's filling up the energy buffer, and I think it's going to stop around 80%. And down here, if I decide to create the steam turbines, it'll be able to see that and deal with the states of the turbines and stuff like that. I really haven't figured that part out on ReactorCraft, but you can see that the reactor was producing like 14,000 RF per tick. It's turned off right now because of the fact that it does a monitor on, like, I think it's 85% by default, 85 or 90%, and it'll automatically shut the reactor off whenever that much energy is stored in the reactor. That way it's auto-throttling the reactor, and you don't have to babysit it. And yeah, you could just walk away and it'll always have the power. So that is really cool. You can see that it does have that stored energy, if I can turn NEI off. And right now it's just pushing that energy out into the capacitor banks. And I do know that there is somewhat of a decay of energy. So this actually loses energy over time, even if nothing is connected to it. And that's fine as long as you have some good storage over here. That way you can hold on to a majority of the energy. And I think we're good. And I still haven't figured out anything for the access port on the outlet mode. It does create these cyanide ingots as waste. It doesn't produce them very fast, so I don't know what happens whenever that's full. But we can always put some item transfer pipes on this at some point. But I haven't really worried about it right now because it seems to be working fairly well. And I did test this in a local world or a single player creative world, and it seems to work pretty well. So I think that is going to do it for our power. I think this is going to work out pretty well. I don't know if we're going to exceed the amount of power that can produce. I mean, 14,000 RF per tick is quite a bit of power. If we need to create another reactor, this program can handle multiple reactors, as you can see, that it's able to see one reactor. This would be able to handle that fairly easily, so don't have to worry about that. So let me go ahead and clean things up, clean up my inventory, and head on to our next project. After some consideration, it started to rain. I decided that I probably want to start automating some of this farm. I want to get rid of the geostrata pendant here that causes me to have saturation 4. I think that's a little bit too overpowered, and kind of want to play with eating food occasionally, especially since this mod pack has like what is that? Agriculture? Yeah. So you have all of these different types of foods in here, and having something that gives you saturation 4 kind of negates the need to have this mod. So I actually want to start with some automation of these crops. Another thing that I would like to get into are the magical crops. And these will be able to produce things like glowstone and coal and stuff like that. But doing this manually, and none of this stuff is chunk loaded right now, it becomes a big pain. So I hardly ever even come over here. And I would actually like to make it where I don't have to come over here in the long run. So I want to actually do some automation here. I want to create some MFR harvesters and planters. So let me see, harvester. I know that I'm going to need several of these. So let me go ahead and create some of these machine casings. Looks like I'm needing more glass. So let me go ahead and create a couple of stacks of glass. And I might as well start with the harvester. And what do I need? Need 2 shears. Those don't stack. I need a reception coil. Might need a couple of those. So let me just throw that over there. And an Invar axe. Does it have to be Invar? Looks like it. Oh, I do have Invar. Good. Cool. So we should be able to create one of these. Nice. And a planter. And that's right there. Cool. I seriously doubt I have all of that, so I don't even have plastic anymore. Rubber. Maybe that would be a good thing to start looking at as well, to actually create a... Ooh, that's not going to work. I might have to use a normal furnace on this. A rubber tree farm would probably be good, and I don't have a normal furnace, do I? I have an igneous extruder. Yeah. I don't have a normal furnace. So let me come into the AE system and see if I have a couple of furnace. Well, here's the redstone furnace. I could probably just hook this one up temporarily. Whoa, where would be a good spot for this? Maybe down here. Let me fly down here real quick in this power room. Place it right there. That is not going to transfer directly. That's unfortunate. Was that always there? Oops, that's the wrong thing anyways. Oh, that's kind of interesting. I wonder what those little things do. Um, learning something every day. So let me just put that there, and that should receive, yes. We should be able to cook this up into the raw plastic. No, rubber bars. So let me cook this up because I have to cook the rubber bars again, and that gives me the raw plastic. Once I have all of the other materials, I will be back. Alright, that wasn't too hard. So let me go ahead and grab the planter. And I did cook up some clay so that I can make the little flower pot, and apparently I had one in the system already, which I might use it for something else. Well, obviously I will, because the other planter is only going to reach so far. Which, speaking of which, I might as well create some upgrades. So how do I create the upgrades? It's these little things, and let me see what would be the best one. The largest area. And maybe I'll start with something small, that just the default for now, and see how it goes over here. And let me just see what I have. I'm probably going to move it a little bit, more than I'm thinking of it. I'm probably going to have a building right here, so I probably will want my garden to probably be right here, and I think that would be perfect. So let me come over here, and I could probably wait on, I'm saying probably a lot. I just realized that. I can go ahead and wonder if I should drop this down a level. What does it look like over here? Looks like it's at the same level. So maybe I can do it here. So let me drop my planter. And that is just going to be a couple of blocks down. I think I can put a water block on this, maybe do something later with it. That is not center, but that's fine. So the way these work, they do require power, so I need to go ahead and figure out some means of doing power. And I don't really want to move cables or run cables all the way over there, or the energy conduits. So I was looking at my different options, and Ender.io has this dimensional transceiver. I don't know if this is what it's used for, but let me see what this does. I think I might need a couple of these. So this needed a capacitor. One, was it octadic capacitor, or was it one of these? Let me look at that again. Trans something. Or dimensional transceiver. Okay, so it is an octadic. So let me create one of those. And might as well create a couple. I think there might be a machine that I don't have a capacitor for yet. Okay, so the octadic are there. So let me go back to Ender.io and create one of these. I don't know if I need two or not. Let me run down here. For now, let me just put it here. And it looks like there is an interface. So these might actually behave a little bit like tesseracts, because you can put, let me just put main power. Probably should have tested this in a single player world first. So how do I add this? So now it's private. So let me put it on private for now, just so that I know what it's doing. And I think it's activated. So this also transfers. Nice. So it is like a tesseract. That's pretty sweet. I like this mod a lot. Alright, so now it's sending power. So wow, I can send items back too. I did not expect that because I thought it was just going to do power. I might have to figure out a good mechanic for that. Um, since my stuff for processing is right up there, and it does have power running to it, I might as well just move this up there as well. Maybe behind here. And I did not go back there. There we go. And this is the Ender energy conduit. So that should be transferring the same amount of RF. Sweet. Alright. That is really cool. And I probably want a item transfer to this as well. So let me come over here, grab some more conduit, and this is going to be the empowered conduit. Plug it into that, since that's what everything else uses. And I guess I'll have to put this... Well, it doesn't necessarily have to go into the ender chest. It could probably just follow the same rules as the ender chest and just output green. Okay, so that'll work. And well, can I have multiple channels on here? Item input, private channel. How do I know which one's activated? Okay, so it does look like you can only have one channel activated at a time. What should I call it? Processing. Well, since this seems to do everything, let me just put main. That might be fine. So let me do receive items and send power. Not doing fluids right now, and this is always active. So let me activate that channel. And it does look like I'm going to need another one of these. So let me grab another transdimensional or dimensional transceiver. I think transdimensional sounds better. But this is going to be cool. And I probably need more item conduits. Item conduits. Let me grab the empowered ones because those are pretty cool. And what were the other ones for power? May not need as much power, like 20,000 RF. I really don't need that. So let me just use these normal energy conduits. I don't even need the enhanced. These will probably be fine. So let me go ahead and run out here. And I think I'm running low on time. So let me go ahead and hook this up real quick just to see if this will actually give me power. So let me get that back. I did not mean to place that. And might want to run all of this underneath. And the nice thing is, this will be able to run power and items through the single block space. So that is going to be very beneficial. If you didn't check out my episode 26.5, you should probably check that out. That covered multiple conduits in a single block space. And I'll just put that one here, click that, activate it. And this is going to receive power. Cool. That did actually put it in a buffer. And I'll want to send items. No. Yeah, send items. That's right. So now, let me go ahead, grab this one back, and put this right here. cool. And I think that I should be able to do that. Nice. Let me run this one down, because I want to make sure that the harvester pushes back into the planter. So whenever I run this, I did not grab those extra cables as I was coming. I should be able to at least run the power. There we go. It's already getting nighttime. Seems to always be nighttime on here. Nice. Oh, and this is also going to have fluid, won't it? It's going to have the sludge. So I might have to actually start crafting the fluid conduits as well. But let me go ahead and grab the other empowered item conduits. Make sure that this is all connected. Here we go. I think those are all connected. Alright. So just to start out, and I cannot get off of that, I am going to probably grab a bucket because I do not have water. Need to have at least one water bucket right there. That way the tilled soil will not go away. And I am just going to, for now, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do later. Let me just grab some of these potatoes. Come over here. Plant a couple of those in the planter. Sorry about that, guys. It looks like my internet kind of derped out for a little bit. But this does look like it's definitely receiving power. So I should be able to just put those in there. And yes, they planted immediately. Nice. And this thing is working, so it looks like we should be good on that. I doubt it'll make it this distance. I probably do need to move it a little bit closer just for my testing purposes. But I think I'm going to cut it here. I'm going to pick up where we left off with this build in the next episode. But I think that's going to do it. I should be able just to throw one of these spot loaders down. This will be able to run while I'm not on the server. It's not that big of a garden right now, but it's going to grow once I have all of the pieces in place. But I think for now, go ahead and rate my video below, and that'll help me out considerably. And if you like the series, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. But for now, this is goodbye.